5 months after undergoing surgery for a partially torn labrum in his right shoulder. Indy's franchise quarterback says he can't wait to begin the next step in his recovery, throwing a football. But when exactly will that be? The league's highest paid player didn't give many specifics.
To be honest, I have not thought about it. If I'm ready for it, then great. If I'm not, then that's the way it is. I'm certainly hopeful for it, but in my mind, all I can do, I truly feel this way, and it is, maybe it's cliche, maybe not, but I truly feel that with this rehab, with my shoulder, I can't look 5 months down the road, 3 months, 2 months, a week down the road. To me, it's about the next rehab session, the next day, and that's where my focus is, and that's where I think it needs to be for me to truly, get back to 100%.
This far down the road after the surgery, Andrew, what's your level of confidence that everything's going to be okay?
Oh, very high, very, very high. One, I feel and see myself getting better every day, every week, and that's sort of something that you can hang your hat on, if you will. It's tangible, measurable progress, and so to me, that's what matters right now. If I didn't enjoy coming into this building to work and to rehab.
After not missing a game in his first 3 seasons, Luck has gotten nicked up in the past couple of years. In the 2015 season, he missed 9 games, 2 due to an injury to his throwing shoulder, and he didn't play the final 7 games with a lacerated kidney. Last year, Luck suffered a concussion midway through the season, forcing him to miss their Week 12 game with the Steelers. Back in January, Jim Irsay announced Luck had undergone successful surgery on his throwing shoulder for the lingering injury he suffered 2 years ago. And I'll emphasize 2 years ago, because this has been something that's been ongoing. So training camp for them opens July 29th. So do you have any idea of a timetable?
Well, I like the way that he sounded there. I like the confidence at the end that he feels fairly comfortable that he'll return. But the fact of the matter is, we are in the middle of June. He has not thrown a pass since January. Training camp starts next month. If he is not throwing at that point, the concerns will increase. And if he's not throwing by the start of the preseason, in the first preseason game, the concerns will go up even more. I think when you're talking about a shoulder on a quarterback, you can't help but be concerned. But the fact of the matter is right now, he's still got another month to go, and I think this is around the spot where the Colts expected him to be.
And Susie, players right now they're not concerned about Andrew Luck. Players are concerned about their last break. Or the 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks off. That's what they're thinking about right now. But if they get back from training camp and he's still telling them, no, I haven't started to throw yet, and that's when you have to legitimately be concerned, because, look, when you start to throw again, I imagine he's just not going to start off throwing bombs, 9 routes right out the gate. He is going to take a process, 10-yard short throws, getting it, and then after he does those short throws, the next day, how does the shoulder respond? So that rehab process, once he starts throwing, has really just begun.
Yeah, the more compressed the schedule gets, the more uncertainty that there is. And you're just talking about the things that you're saying right there. Once he does throw, how sore is he the next day? How strong is his arm when he actually comes back? How does the offense need to be adjusted? So there's a lot of questions for him to answer, and then for the football team in general to answer. Look, he has familiarity with all the wide receivers, backs, tight ends, offensive line on this football team, although chemistry and reps are something that you always need. It doesn't matter how many years you've played. But really, it's about his recovery. Once he starts to throw, how does the arm respond? Is it the same as it was before? Do they need to adjust the offense? There's so many unknowns in a division that just keeps getting stronger, and he's the guy who obviously has to lead this football team.
And it's been 2 years. It's 2 years since the shoulder has been bothering him. What has he done with his throwing motion over those 2 years? I've got this injury. I've got to compensate for it and possibly throw the ball differently now that the shoulder is right. Do I have to learn to throw the ball right again? So there's so many questions with this shoulder injury. If it's been lingering so long and now he's waiting so long to throw again, hopefully Andrew Luck, by the start of the regular season, is back to throwing the football the way he used to.
But interesting you would bring that up, because we spend so much time talking about Cam Newton and his style of play and how he should change his style of play. Andrew Luck, nobody ever gives him enough credit for how athletic he is, how big he is, and what he always tries to do. And he's talked about, I shouldn't maybe force some of the issues that I forced in the past, but in terms of having to adjust, that's got to be something now, right?
How tough he is and how tough he thinks he is.
Absolutely. That's part of the maturation process, taking care of yourself. You're the last one to care about yourself, and that's probably at the forefront of his mind.
We were playing high school videos of players that they made in high school a week ago here. And there was a play from Andrew Luck, I wish we had it up right now, where he was running over somebody. You wonder if he will be more hesitant to run over somebody. And I think as players go on in their careers, they probably get a little bit shyer about doing those sorts of things. Cam Newton will be smarter about that. And I think Andrew Luck is going to be smarter about that type of contact coming up.
How bad does it look when Brady takes a dive? Or when Manning used to take a dive. Whenever somebody was around him and he felt something, just take a dive.
Or like
That's what he paid.
What Eli was doing this year?
Yeah, but how